guys, Ravensong here. I am coming to you from our beautiful property out here in Chama, New Mexico. And I have a few decks I wanted to go over with you. One of them I ordered long before any of my health issues came about. The other one is one I sold in the process and regretted, a replacement. And the other one is just one that intrigued me that Giselle at Mad Witch has in her goddess cubby. So I thought I'd go over them. Two of them are French, so I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to work with them. They'll probably have to be mostly intuitive work. Anyways, let's turn the camera down and see if this will work well. Sorry about the wind. It's a little bit breezy out here. Sorry for the silence there. I'm not going to edit. I've kind of gotten over editing. It's no longer in my realm of wanting to do. I think I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit. Nope. That's not going to work. Let's see, that'll work. There we go. This is the Scandi Night Lenormand. I know it came from out of the country, but I can't remember exactly the background on it. I like the artwork. It reminded me so much of that Scandinavian traditional folk art, and I really liked it. And Lenormand's pretty cut and dry, easy to read. It is. Not a lot to it. I'm going to have to make sure everything's anchored down here because of the wind. But yeah, I like the folk arty look to it. I wish, let me see if I can prop that a little bit more. So it's not quite so far down. I can get this out a little bit further. Get out in front of it. That's better. Anyways, this was a Kickstarter, and it's taken a long time to get, especially with, the whole tariff situation, which is a bunch of bullshit. Anyways, to be quite blunt about it. Anyways, I do have one other deck that's taking over a year, the 78 Tarot Anniversary Edition, and they're really struggling with this tariff situation. I think it's just absolutely appalling. Anyways, not them, but the situation and the Cheeto that has created it. Anyways, so anyways, this finally came in. We've been waiting a long time for it. She also this was her first time deck, and she was running into production issues off and on. So, but she got it straightened out, and it's quite lovely. I love the backs. They are not reversible, which is fine. I don't usually. Well, with Lenormand, I do tend to flip over a little bit more, but not as much. Not as much as a lot of people do. I tend to like to deal out, face up. Anyways, so like I said, it's very Scandinavian folk art work, but easy to read, clear as a bell. When it comes to these type of decks, your general knowledge of symbology comes through, is automatic almost, especially if they're nice and clean and crisp. So like the clouds are clouds, the snake is a snake, the coffin is a coffin, bouquet is bouquet. Anyways, it makes it very easy and clear to read. And reading Lenormand is like reading a story. You lay them out and you read them in consecutive order. If you do a big spread, you read them in the order of that spread. Different patterns invoke different outcomes, different different ways. They usually support the situation, but they can give you a different perspectives, depending on how you read them in a layout. But very, very, very clear imagery on this. So I love this deck. I thought it would be a very nice addition to my collection. A little bit of buyer's remorse just because of my situation, and I really didn't need to add another tarot deck, or Lenormand deck. But what's done is done. It had already been ordered, and when all this came to light. So, anyways, basic Lenormand is 36 cards. I believe that's all that's in here. I don't think there's extras. You got a man and a woman. I don't think they gave you a different option of man and woman. I think it was just the two. Oh, maybe they did. Okay, they did give you two different men and women. Oops, let me see here. Which, they aren't that much different. One set might look older, and the other one looks a little younger. Maidenly and motherly, and yeah, father-son type. Anyways, so yeah, they did do that. So sun and moon, because most decks do give you a choice of. Now, one thing that I noticed is that they're all facing forward, whereas a lot of Lenormands, they have them facing opposite directions, or they can be arranged to face each other. So that's a little bit disconcerting on this, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, read it as face value. And yeah, it's 36 cards with the two extras in there. I don't think they gave me an extra child. I think it was only the one child card. Sometimes they give you a choice on child, whether you have a boy or a girl. I'm not sure where that went to. Anyways, so that is the Scandi Night Lenormand deck. I think it's quite beautiful. Normally it would be, I'd be ecstatic about adding this to my collection. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it now. Though I do love it. I think it's actually a beautiful deck. Anyways, good card stock. Very nice. Okay, the next one I ordered, let's go ahead and show you this one. This is the one that I sold. I sold my original first edition, and I really regretted it afterwards. It kept popping up all of a sudden, and it's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. Anyways, so I went online, and the only thing I could find was the French edition. Still available. The creator is no longer producing these at all. I did keep the inner hue tarot deck. I'm glad I pulled that off the sale, because I really, like I said, I regretted getting rid of this one, and I feel much better now that as long as I have the tarot deck. Anyways, so this is the French edition. It's a much bigger edition. The original was just a little tuck box in kind of a cardboard material, and quite lovely. Very rustic-y, shabby chic looking. So connected and free. I think it's interesting that the title's the same, but everything is in French, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it is in French, so I may have to go in and take a pen and write the translation on each card, just so that I can work with it more easily. Double box situation here. I'm not always a fan of that. A little bit overkill, but then again, with a book that size, I can understand. I hadn't played with this deck in a long time either. And that's probably another reason why I put it on the sale, is because I felt like it was neglected. And like I said, you know, sometimes you do things and you just kind of go back and go, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have done that after all. But so these are all in French. I cannot read them. I'm not even gonna dignify an attempt to read them, but the imagery is so beautiful. It looks like some of these, I don't remember those two in particular in the deck, but the rest of these look familiar so far. Seems like the other ones didn't have borders. They may have, but it seems to me that they didn't have borders. Ugh. Transition, that one almost doesn't need. I think that was probably one of my favorite cards out of the whole deck. But this is just a stunning deck. It always read so beautifully for me. Opportunity, doorways, keys. Clairvoyance. In the end. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. Definitely more the leaning towards the Akashic lightworkers type imagery, but beautiful nonetheless. And the same with the Tarot, the Inner Hue Tarot, I feel the same way about. This is kind of cool because this reminds me of our property here. Out there, there is sequias, what they call sequias, which are irrigation ditches that run through the grass. And we grow Timothy hay up here. Right now we're letting a neighbor do the cutting for us. It keeps us our ag status, and he gets to sell the grass hay however he wants. But yeah, this one definitely taps more into that chakra beliefs and I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Akashic. India type. I don't know what's the word. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm drawing a blank here. I don't want to say Buddhists, but Hindu. Yes, Hindu type imagery. A little bit of Native American thrown in. I love this one too. I've always loved that card. It was such a unique, and I can't remember the name. Was it Mirror or something like that? Anyways, just a stunning deck. Absolutely love this. The man, the woman. Some of like I said, I think some of these have changed from the original edition, but I'm not positive on that. But it is a beautiful deck. I always loved it. You know, hindsight's 2020, and it was too late, and so it's now been replaced with a French edition, which I'm okay with. Like I said, I just don't speak French, and I'll have to do some translating. Might have to use the Google Translator for this book, which works really well. I was kind of surprised. I was using it earlier to translate the other deck that I'm about to show you, because it's definitely a foreign language to me. If it was Spanish, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with translation, but French is a little bit different. They're similar, but a little bit different. And so this one also is in French, and this is the Tarot. Oh God, Tarot of Strange Branches or something like that. Yeah. something like that. Oh man, I just translated and now I can't remember what it said. I think it's Tour of Strange Branches. And this is one that Giselle was showing out of her goddess cubby, and it really intrigued me. The artwork in particular intrigued me, and like I said, I'm at a point now where, you know, it's just stuff and I don't really want to buy anything. But this one kind of pulled me in, so I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on it. It's based on Waite Smith Tarot, according to the box. But like I said, being in French, I'm probably going to have to. Oh, look at that lovely, lovely box. Oh, that's impressive. I like that. I think this is Vega Edition Vega. It doesn't say who the publisher is. It says Vega on it. That must be the publisher. But it reminds me a lot, the boxing reminds me a lot of, God, why am I drawing like Blue Angel type boxing? Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely all in French. Again, I'll have to probably use my Google Translator to get through it. Like I said, I'm much more successful with. It's pretty similar. Much more successful with Spanish translation, but it shouldn't be. It doesn't look too difficult. I mean, there's certain words I'm definitely going to have to look up, but yeah, I'm not. I don't think it's going to be that bad. It might be easier than I think to read. Again, I might have to pull out my pen and do a little bit of inking on the cards, which kind of sucks. But oh look, it comes with this gorgeous little bag. How beautiful! I love it. I love it. It's got that gorgeous little spiral of branches. I love it. I think that's beautiful. Paper banding, which is great. I don't want this stuff to fly away. Excuse me. This is a matte cardstock. Oh my gosh, this is cool. This must be the full. Yeah. Okay, it looks like they've got it divided into the numbers. The minor arcana is divided in numbers, not suits per se. But that's okay. We're just going to flip through this this very quickly. Yeah, so that's the Fool. This is the Magician. High Priestess. It's interesting how they're covering the faces partially on these. Oh, this is stunning. I'm glad I bought this. I could really enjoy this deck for as long as I can. This is beautiful. The Empress. The Emperor, something like that. The Hierophant. Yeah, this isn't going to be hard to translate. I might not even have to take out the pen. L'amour. The Lovers. I think that's interesting that it's just the one person in this image. That's beautiful. It just expresses love in general. The Chariot. I don't know if I get the Chariot out of this. Choosing directions, you know, finding your way, making a choice. Strength, la force, that would be strength, wouldn't that be? Or is that temperance? with the water. I'll have to look that one up. That one I'm not sure of. The Hermit. And I'm not keen on my numbers right now. Wheel of Fortune. She's sitting in that garden of mushrooms, the mushroom ring. That's interesting. That adds a whole nother flavor to it. Justice. I'm thinking this is the Hanged Man. Pendua. I'm not sure on that one. That one again I'm gonna have to look up. What I might do is just use a black pen or a dark gray pen and try to write it in similar to that so that it doesn't look so out of place. This is the Death card. That's beautiful. And there's Temperance, so that other one must be the Hanged Man. This is Temperance. The Devil. I love this deck. The Tower. Oh my God, the lightning blasted tree. Actually, it doesn't even look like lightning blast. This one almost looks like explosion from the inside. So it's like, it goes along with that built on unstable foundation type thing. Something was unstable and then finally exploded. The Star. La Luna. The Sun. Oh, this is just gorgeous. I am so glad I got this deck. Oh my gosh. This one's going to stay out for a while, I think. I'm going to have to work with this one from here on, for at least for the next month or so. We'll see. But oh my God, this is just, sorry, I'm creeping out of the picture here. I forget the camera's on the other end, the lens is on the other end. And then we're getting into the suits here. So we have Ace of Cups, Pentacles, so that would be Swords, Batons, Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Ooh, I like that. I like that better than most Three of Swords. It goes back to that lightning tree, or the tree that exploded. Batons, Coupes, Cups, Pentacles. Ugh, this is fabulous. Thank you, Giselle. I'm glad you turned me on to this. Even with its, being a different language, I am so impressed. Kind of stuck together here. My fingers don't work well. They are numb on the tips. It's a side effect of the chemo, and it makes it really hard to do fine stuff. And so just using the tips of my fingers on these edges is a little bit of a challenge. And right now with it being outside and it's a little chilly, my fingers are cold, which makes it that much worse. Six of Wands, Six of Batons, Six of Cups, Pentacles. Oh my God. I'm loving this deck. This is a fabulous, fabulous deck. I am so glad I got it. It took a little while to get because I did have to order it from France. I'm trying to think, did it come? I think I ordered it through Amazon. I'm pretty sure I ordered it through Amazon. So it takes a little, but it still takes a little longer than normal. Which isn't too big of a deal with me because where I live, Amazon takes a minimum of 4 days. Sometimes it takes closer to 6 or 7. And that's just normal circumstances. And I don't know if it's because it's where I live or if they just suck. I quit paying for Amazon Prime because of it. It's like, if you can't get it to me, even with Prime, in the proper amount of time, then I don't need to pay for it because I don't stream enough to justify paying for Prime. I can easily put $35 in my shopping cart and get the free shipping. And it's not going to take that much longer than it normally would. Oh, that is just beautiful. Love that with the foxglove. 9 of Pentacles and the watercolor. It's really watercolor imagery with probably pen and ink enhancement. Oh, love it. Maybe a little bit of colored pencil involved in that. I don't think it's AI. It would be hard for me to tell without, you know, the translation. Okay. Valet de prise. Valet. These are pages. Batons. This is going to be much easier than I thought. The translation is not going to be an issue. A couple words here and there, but that's all. Cavalier, which is the knights. Reina, the queen. Oh my God, look at that. That is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. Sorry guys, there is nudity in this. I apologize if you're offended, but that's the way of art. That's the way I look at it. I don't care. Dice, whereas these are Reina. So these would normally be kings, but it's a female character, and I'm wondering what that is. I'll have to look that one up. Dice. I'll have to look that one up because that one's got me a little bit confused. Just stunning. I'm loving it. I am absolutely loving this deck. This is definitely going to stay out and be used. It is not going to be put away. It's going into its bag, and I'm gonna play with it because I am really loving it. I'll just have to take out the translator and translate all of this stuff. It's got a little message in here. I think it says something about the branches of the tarot and questions. If I'm reading that right, of oceans. I can't read it. I'll have to translate that. Anyways, beautiful, beautiful deck. I am so pleased with it. That's a have to. I highly recommend it. Add it to your collection. I normally wouldn't say that, but I'm saying it now. Add it to your collection. That is an absolutely stunning, stunning deck. And it's really hard to impress me right now. With my attitude kind of sucks. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for sharing this time here in our beautiful little property out here. We're camping. The first 2 days were ice cold winds, and so I stayed inside the camper the whole time. We got 2 beautiful wild apple trees, and they are in full bloom, so we should have really good apple harvest this year. I always look forward to that in the fall. I like to make mead. We make cider, apple cider, and that's probably one of our favorite flavors. The other thing I want to do while I'm up here probably in August is see if I can find some choke cherries, because that makes a phenomenal mead also. My mom was a big choke cherry jam person, and I've got tons of choke cherry jam that we'll never eat in my basement while she was with us. But yeah, the honey wine is so much better. What's going on with my focus here? That's really weird. It's like everything's got an outline to it. Well, maybe it was the angle that was at. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Sorry about the wind if it kicked up a little bit too much, but hopefully you heard me well enough. And we'll see you on the tube. Blessings.